Stoicism may seem like it's lying to you with some things. I've watched a ton of videos and read all the books I could find on Stoicism, but I've ended up more confused than ever. Is Stoicism all about not feeling anything? Does it say that feeling good from things like dopamine, money, and sex is bad? And did Stoic thinkers never feel scared? If you're wondering about these things too, you're not alone. There are 9 big things people often get wrong about Stoicism, and some of the criticism actually makes a bit of sense. So, are you buying into these wrong ideas? If yes, this video could change your mind, or you might miss the point of Stoicism and face some negative consequences. Stick around till the end, and I'll share the number 1 reason some people think Stoicism isn't the right path. Let's get into it. 1. You either control everything or nothing at all. What's the core lesson of Stoicism? It's that some aspects of life are in our control, while others aren't. Yet, this doesn't capture the full picture. There's a third category that's not widely acknowledged: things we can influence, but don't fully control, or have no control over at all. I refer to this as Stoicism's grey area. We're aware that our beliefs, habits, efforts, intentions, and how we interpret events are within our control. We also understand that we can't control the weather, our body's automatic functions, political decisions, wars, flight cancellations, natural disasters, our past, the family and country of our birth, and our genetic makeup. But what about health, death, relationships and finances, which concern most people? You might not be able to prevent sudden health issues like cancer, but you can influence your health through diet, moderation, and exercise. While you can't guarantee you won't be in a car accident, driving cautiously, staying focused, and avoiding risky behaviors can reduce that risk. In interactions, especially with potential romantic interests, you control your words and delivery, impacting the outcome, but you can't control external factors like her relationship status or personal preferences. Earning and accumulating wealth may seem purely effort-based, but success also hinges on others' willingness to invest in your product or service. Your actions and choices influence your lifespan and fate, suggesting that even if some believe our end is fixed, our present decisions shape our future. However, if everything is predetermined, does that mean we should just sit back and do nothing? 2. Acceptance equals doing nothing. Imagine your flight's delayed or cancelled, something you can't control. Or maybe you've lost your job or can't seem to find a partner. How should you respond? Before answering, it's key to understand a fundamental Stoic principle learned early on: the importance of accepting what's beyond our control. This echoes the words of Epictetus, who taught that while we can't always control events, we can control our reactions. Yet, Epictetus doesn't specify the actions to take in every scenario. However, one thing is clear: Stoicism promotes acceptance, not inaction. Many mix up the two. So what separates acceptance from passivity? Passivity is waiting for divine intervention or luck to resolve your problems. It's a passive, sometimes entitled or cowardly approach. If your flight is delayed, being passive means just sitting there, blaming the airline staff who likely can't change the situation. If you've lost your job, passivity involves doing nothing but hoping for a callback or a random job offer. If you're looking to start a relationship, passivity means not making any effort to meet someone, then blaming fate for your loneliness. Acceptance, on the other hand, is recognizing the situation for what it is and focusing on what you can do to make things better. You find a workaround for the flight issue, actively look for new job opportunities, or make efforts to meet new people. This approach doesn't ignore emotions. It acknowledges and works through them. But, as someone critical of Stoicism, I see things differently. 3. The Stoics say to be emotionally numb. The Stoics were teachers who people think wanted their students not to show feelings. Have you ever looked up Stoic? In the dictionary, it says a Stoic person doesn't show pain or trouble through their emotions. But that's not exactly right. Stoicism actually says emotions are normal and sometimes helpful. They were really ahead of their time because they realized humans and animals have some reactions that are the same. Nowadays, we call these reactions automatic, and they happen because of the oldest part of our brain. This part handles our instinct to stop, fight, or run away when we're scared. The Stoics believed we shouldn't worry too much about these reactions because we can't control them. For example, when your face turns red, you feel scared suddenly, or you scream from a surprise. Those are reactions you can't control. Some people on the internet who talk about Stoicism say you should try to have no emotions, but that's not what it's really about. Stoicism is about being human, not like a robot. It doesn't say hide your feelings, it says understand them. It's okay to cry if someone important to you dies, but you shouldn't let bad feelings stop you from reaching your goals. There are 5 bad feelings you need to watch out for. Feeling happy for no good reason, being sad for nothing, getting too excited, seeking harmful pleasures, and wanting too much. And about wanting things, especially money and fun, what the Stoics thought might surprise you. 4. Stoics are against money and fun. Marcus Aurelius was super powerful. Seneca was as rich as a modern entrepreneur with a fortune worth millions, and Cato the Younger was also wealthy. Stoicism might seem like it's about getting rich quick, but there's more to it. These Stoics were rich but didn't depend on their wealth. They sometimes enjoyed their riches but weren't attached to them. Unlike cynicism, which values only virtue, Stoicism sees wealth as better than poverty because it opens up more chances in life. However, being a Stoic means staying strong even if you lose everything. Epictetus mentioned that pursuing wealth, status and power is fine as long as it doesn't compromise your principles. He had a similar view on pleasure, like being cautious about sex before marriage and advocating moderation. Stoics enjoyed life's pleasures like parties and good company, aiming for self-control and moderation to appreciate things more. Seneca was known for his wit, and Cato enjoyed hosting philosophical gatherings. There were Stoics like Clitomachus, with great physical strength, and Crispus, who was a runner. These individuals achieved a level of self-control unmatched by many. But did you notice we've only mentioned men as Stoics? What about Stoic women? 5. People think Stoicism is just for men, but that's not true. Back in the day, it was mostly men who got to learn and speak about philosophy because women didn't have as many rights, like voting or getting an education. However, the Stoics were ahead of their times in this regard too. Musonius Rufus, a well-known Stoic, argued that education should be for everyone, both men and women. He believed that being virtuous wasn't limited by gender. In his writings, he pointed out that women, just like men, need virtues like courage to face life's challenges, wisdom for making smart choices about their family, temperance to resist temptations, and justice to treat others well. Rufus even highlighted that there were Stoic women, with Cato's daughter Portia being a prime example. She stood by her husband Brutus through everything, showing immense loyalty and courage, even in their final stand for the Roman Republic against Julius Caesar. This goes to show that Stoicism wasn't just a man's philosophy. 6. Stoicism teaches to not care about others. The tale of a philosopher calmly watching his house and family burn might wrongly suggest Stoics don't care about others. However, Stoicism isn't about emotional detachment, but understanding what's within our control. Epictetus showed empathy, aiding a grieving father and saving a child's life. Seneca was a steadfast friend, offering solace through letters and to mothers who had lost their children. Marcus Aurelius demonstrated selflessness by selling his belongings to feed the hungry in Rome. The concept of being cosmopolitan, or viewing oneself as a global citizen, originates from Stoicism and Cynicism, highlighting their belief in universal brotherhood. Stoicism teaches the importance of risking oneself for the greater good, showcasing deep compassion and courage. 7. The Stoics were never scared. A common mistake is thinking that Stoics never felt scared. You might believe they were superhumans who jumped into action without a moment's hesitation. Just a bit ago, I might have given you that impression, but it's not entirely true. Fear, after all, is a natural feeling that arises when we think something bad might happen to us. It's impossible to completely erase fear from our lives. Even the most courageous people feel fear. They just deal with it differently. What does it really mean to be brave? Let me tell you a story to explain. A Roman was traveling to Greece by ship, accompanied by a Stoic philosopher, likely Athenodorus. During their journey, a terrible storm hit and scared everyone on board. The Roman noticed the Stoic looked scared too, but he wasn't panicking like the others. After the storm, the Roman asked the Stoic about his fear. The Stoic explained that fear is natural, but panicking doesn't help. He chose to stay calm, thinking logically about the situation, which is how a Stoic manages fear. Aristotle summed up courage perfectly. Being brave doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you do what's necessary despite your fear. Fear is normal, but letting it stop you isn't. What if you need to save a friend or stand up against something wrong? Will you let fear hold you back, or will you act and make the Stoics proud? The choice is up to you. 8. Stoicism teaches you to suppress your desires and dreams. Many people think Stoicism tells us to push down our desires and dreams, like wanting to travel the world, starting our own business, or finding true love. They believe Stoicism says these desires are distractions or even wrong. However, that's not what Stoicism is about. Stoicism actually tells us to understand our desires deeply, figure out which ones are truly important, and pursue them in a balanced way. It's about not letting our desires control us, but instead taking charge of them. For example, wanting to start a business isn't bad, but Stoicism would advise us to do it with a clear mind, understanding the risks and being prepared for any outcome, rather than diving in blindly driven by passion alone. It teaches that having dreams and desires is natural, but we should approach them wisely and ethically, making sure they align with our values and contribute positively to our lives and those around us. 9. Stoicism is a solitary journey focused only on self-improvement. It's easy to assume that Stoicism is all about individual growth, pushing us towards becoming better alone without needing anyone else. This idea might make it seem like Stoicism promotes isolation, encouraging followers to detach from society and relationships to achieve personal virtue. However, Stoicism actually emphasizes the importance of community and relationships as part of a well-lived life. It encourages us to be active members of our communities, to help others, and to build strong, supportive relationships. Stoics believe that improving oneself also means improving one's ability to contribute to the well-being of others. They teach that being virtuous includes being kind, fair, and supportive to those around us, recognizing that our own good is deeply connected to the good of our community. By practicing Stoicism, you're not just working on becoming the best version of yourself in isolation, but also aiming to make a positive impact on the world around you. Many misunderstand Stoicism because they skim through one or two books and jump to conclusions without looking deeper. Critics of Stoicism often don't want to take responsibility for their actions and prefer to blame others for their problems. Stoicism is a strong philosophy that encourages taking responsibility for your life and helping others improve theirs. If you're someone who always blames external factors and ignores criticism, maybe it's time to stop studying philosophy or change your mindset and start anew. Stoicism sets high expectations. Thanks for watching till the end. As always, until next time.